We are on another episode of the Inner Circle, and if you are out the circle, hop in the circle.
Michelle, what's up?
Yes.
as sorry, you guys don't know. We also have two guests with us as well. We have Ryan and Keith from
Hello. Hello.
Call Us When You're Dead podcast. The reason why we're saying welcome is because Michelle was actually in Las Vegas last week, so she's actually coming back as well. So welcome, Michelle, and welcome to our two guests from Call Us When You're Dead podcast. It's gonna be an interesting podcast today. Michelle has to fill us in a couple information from our trip from Las Vegas, and we're definitely gonna get to know a little bit of Call Us When You're Dead.
First of all, I am so excited to get to know Call Us When You're Dead, because that title right there was like, what? So intriguing. Like I need to know more. But I just came back from Las Vegas. I had an amazing time. I went to a music festival, 2-day music festival with 70 plus Spanish artists, reggaeton. It was so amazing. One of the artists is Evie Queen. She's an older person. She actually took my Puerto Rican flag and she brought it up stage with her. And I was like, yes, we can never wash this Puerto Rican flag ever. We need to keep this.
I feel like that's how you feel with any celebrity. It's like their sweat and like BO is on it. You're like, I can't wash it. Right? It's like their sweat, there's knots and all over it.
There was an artist that people were throwing like their flags on stage and like the artists like their hats and stuff, but the artist ended up taking it, never even giving it back to the people. I'm like, wow, that would suck. Throwing something into the stage, hoping that you'll get it back. Nope, they're keeping it. Should have never threw it on stage.
Oh, before we get started, I want to say what's up, Ashley. She's saying hi. She's saying hi, Michelle. Hi, Ivan. She's
hello.
Here. But let's get starting to get our guests. We like Michelle was said, we're very excited that title, Call Us When You're Dead. It is so intriguing and so like wow, like what is it about? So
Okay.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about what you guys are about.
So we are a true crime podcast, where we focus more on the victims than we do the murderer. At least in the first season, that's really where we went with this, with our missed opportunities, where we dove into 10 different cases that Ryan researched, that either the law dropped it or the cops dropped the ball. It was a lot of just where something could have been Ryan researched, and had it been prevented, we would have never had these issues. Like we wouldn't have had Andrei Chikatilo killing 52 people. 53 people.
Oh.
All because of, and yes, this one happened in Russia, but that dealt with cops going in and forcing people to change their confessions. And you see that happen a lot, even in like the West Memphis Three, where these 3 boys are being convicted of something that they never did. And so we about 2 years ago, talked about doing a podcast, and we were like, oh, what can we do? And then we just kind of kept going through it. And we finally landed on true crime because we just, growing up, that's what I was like. If it wasn't the ID channel, it wasn't on in the home. So we were like, okay, well, a lot of people do true crime. So how are we going to make this different? So we went through it, and there was probably 10 to 12 different notebooks filled with like, we're going to do it this way. We're going to do it this way. Nope, do it this way. Nope, strike that. That's not going to work. We're going to have to do it this way.
Yep.
So
we just wanted to stand out, I guess, and be different from all the other people, because there's hundreds, maybe thousands of true crime podcasts out there. And,
right.
We haven't heard of any that, for like our first season, focused on these missed opportunities. Like, okay, they may like skim over them in their podcast, but we focused on them instead.
Right, and they also seem to like really focus on the aspect of the murderer, where we just want to talk about like, oh, this happened and this allowed this person to do this, but let's straight. And they also seem to like these victims. So we covered a case where Joyce Yost was our first victim that we ever had, and she was only 38 or 48. Like, and it was because the cops just didn't put her into protection after she'd been sexually assaulted by this man.
Oh.
And so we, at the end of the episode, we talked about her, like we just said her name, and we said we're going to take a moment, we're just going to say her name, and we said her age, and we wanted her to be remembered. And then I went and looked up the numbers for domestic violence, for sexual assault, like all of these national numbers that we now give out at the end of each episode. I think the only one we didn't do it on was Andrei Chikatilo, and that was because it was from Russia. And I understand that we did it with the English one, with the one in England that we did give out a number, but at the same time, things are kind of up in the air with Russia right now, and so I want them to be able to hear it without it being too much of a propaganda to them.
Yeah. I was actually gonna ask you about that, but before I got onto that, it's like I'm sorry if I missed it. Did you guys talk about like how did you guys come up with the name? Like what did you guys decide? Like, okay, this is gonna be our name. Like,
Okay,
Go ahead.
okay, so we're always talking true crime and yada yada yada, and one thing that always came up was with like missing people, missing teens, kids, and parents tried to, report their child missing. So I was like, oh, you got to wait 24, 48, 72 hours. And it's like, okay, well,
But they have the right, they're an adult, they have the right to go missing.
right, or they're an adult. And it's like, well, most murders, the show 24, it's like the first 24 hours are the most important.
yeah.
The fact that they're saying, hey, gotta wait 24 hours, like, okay, well, call them when you're dead then.
Yeah. So that's where we came up with the idea of Call Us When You're Dead. Which was because originally we were going to focus on just cases that dealt with missing people and then being told to do this. And then, like we said, it came down to another, like, let's make these into seasons instead of that, because we need to break it up for people where it's not so heavy all the time. So we're doing, we just finished Missed Opportunities, and now we're doing Survivors. So there will be these people that have served, yes, horrible thing happened, but now they're surviving. And the advocacy that they do with it and the things that they do afterwards because of what happened to them.
I think that's something you guys mentioned in one of the videos. I think it's one of the actually during the interview when you guys were on that news channel. You guys said many times like the victim is forgotten, like on a crime. Like everybody's so focused on like the criminal and like this is what he's doing, and and basically keep his name alive and keep that person alive. But people actually forget about the victim. Nobody talks about the victim and the impact that it has on them. And like this person, like now this person is famous, but everybody's forgotten about like my trauma and what I went through.
I even get to
like you'll have community, like we'll take Parkland, the school shooting in Parkland. That could have been 100% avoided. Yeah. People just done the paperwork and done their job to 100%. And now you have a whole area that is affected by what this one kid did, and everybody knows this garbage human being's name. People don't remember the victims of this. They, you can ask people and they'll be like, I know that people died, but nobody says like, oh, you're right, 15 people died this day. Nope. People don't remember, a group of victims of them either communicate or couldn't do their job.
Go ahead, Michelle.
I definitely agree. I think I'm starting to remember that case with that kid that shot up to school, and there were so many text messages that were happening before. The mom was also involved. The teachers were seeing him draw some stuff on his desk that was showing that he wanted to kill somebody. And it's like, they did do what they thought was right to bring in the parents and have that conversation with the child. But like, I feel like in that case where it's like someone's threatening to kill other people, I think you should do more steps in order to prevent it, because it would have been prevented if they would have taken initiative. And, I think one of the conversations was that they asked the parent, they called the parents to the school that same day that the kid shot up the school. And they asked them, oh, do you want to bring him home? And the parents
that was the one from Michigan.
Yeah.
It was the Oakland County one. So Parkland was Florida, and then Oakland was the one that just happened to us
draw some stuff on his desk. Yeah, that's great. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Was that the Sandy Hook one, the one that you're talking about? Right?
No, so the Oakland, there was Oakland, Michigan, which just happened a few months ago.
The one with the parents
Um,
but the kid the gun, right?
Yep, the
For
one that
like
Michelle was talking
a
about was
Christmas
just a
gift.
few months ago here in
Yeah.
Michigan. And then Parkland happened, was the latest one prior to that. And then Sandy Hook was like 6 or 7 months prior to Parkland happening. Parkland happening. So Sandy Hook was the elementary school, then you had Parkland, which was the high school. Now we have Oakland, which is the high school in Michigan, where the parents are being held on criminal charges for doing what they did.
Yeah.
You know, and they should. There is accountability on their end.
Yeah.
Especially that because they allowed their kid to have this gun. They bought him this. They needed it in a way.
Yeah. It'd be one thing if they bought it for him and he was of age. First of all, you're buying it for a minor as well. Somebody that didn't even take a class or training for it. You know, I'm all for people being protecting themselves, but they should be properly trained. Especially with something that as deadly as a weapon.
Right. And mental health needs to come into question and things like that. You can't just, you know, it's one of those things where, like, if somebody's probably going to be a problem, you need to not allow them to have that, you know, access.
Yeah.
Yep. Crazy.
So, how do you decide what stories to cover on your podcast?
That's all him.
Oh, the man picks the stories. Like, what's the process? Like, do you like just come with a list and then you decide which one is the best one for that moment, or?
So so we know what the season was. So I'll just take our first season of missed opportunities, for example, and I compiled a list of all cases that had notable missed opportunities. And then it's a matter of just researching each one of them and seeing who stood out the most with which one, and I guess a vibe, I guess. Like if one speaks to me, and then I'll choose that one. But it's just I don't want to pick ones that are like well known. Like I don't want to do a story on Gacy or Bundy. Everyone knows and watched 50 documentaries on them, so I'm not going to tell them nothing new. So I try to pick ones that are less known.
Okay. You want to shed light to those that are not so known.
Right.
Yes.
I want to ask a question. What's the craziest crime story you guys ever covered?
Oh.
So far, or that we've like seen and then not done yet? Because we've only done 10 so far for this like season, but we still have more that like we're covering in the future.
I'll say the one that you guys already have, the season 1 already.
Can I guess yours and you guess mine?
Mine's obvious as fuck.
Right. I think yours is 100% Andrei Chikatilo, and that's because you saw those crime scene photos and they bothered you so much.
Yeah.
But what do you think mine is?
Shawcross?
Yeah, 100% Shawcross. That broke me as a person. Like, doing that episode broke me.
Wow.
And I think it was because of the sexual assault that happened, and they were kids. So that's episode 3. I straight up cry, and then I tell him I need to take a break. I need to go smoke, and I'll come back.
What so for me, I feel like something that will blow my mind is like if you're like investigating and trying to figure out like who dropped the ball and stuff like that, and it's like it comes down to if they would have just sent one email out or one text out. Like I feel like that's just like so mind-blowing. It's like, oh my god, like if they would have sent this text out, like it could have avoided this whole scenario that came up after it. That's mind-blowing.
Okay, yeah. And can I blow your mind right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Please do.
There's only one case that I got heated up on, and it was the Parkland one. and it was the kid, Nicholas Cruz is the asshole, and he was posting hardcore on YouTube, and there was another blog about his plans, and he was going to do this, and it's happening, and this is after all of his things, right? FBI was already involved, the state police were already involved, but they couldn't decipher his username, his tag. His tag was Nicholas Cruz.
It was his name. It was his name?
It was his name. His tag was his name.
Wow.
And they could not figure it out. And then a couple days later, it happened.
Wow.
So had they been able to decipher his name, which was his name,
yep,
they would have been able to stop it. And just that one little detail,
yeah,
you can read, then it could have been prevented.
And that must suck to know that now, to be like, shit,
Right.
it was that simple and that easy. Like, I could have, like,
Yeah,
it must hurt. It must bother you. It must kill. Like, obviously, it won't happen again. That's gonna be the first. I guarantee that's the first thing they look at for the next one.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's crazy.
You know what reminds me? Like, listening to you guys talk. Like, growing up, my mom used to watch. She used to love watching unsolved mysteries on TV.
Oh,
I used to sit there. I used to be so scared. I'm like, holy shit. And then we're like, and the killer hasn't been found. And I'm like, shit. It gets really dark outside. I'm like, motherfuckers could be walking around here somewhere, you know, but.
Oh, it's okay. We've heard all of them probably 3 to 4 times now, thanks to somebody. I literally go to bed and I hear the music playing and I go, I'm going to send you to rehab. You understand this, right? Like, you have a addiction to unsolved mysteries.
Yeah, I've been binge watching all of them again.
Oh my gosh. I recently been watched what was his name? John Gray or something like that, or I don't know. It was on Netflix recently.
John Wayne Gacy. They were just talking about it. John Wayne Gacy.
Oh yeah, that one.
The clown.
I binge watched that one, and I'm just like, I had to pause. And I'm just like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, what the hell?
The confession tapes, is that what it was? The John Wayne Gacy confession tapes?
Yes. And
okay,
just
so I have to ask, now that you watched it, do you think that somebody helped him in those crimes?
I don't know. I think he felt like, I think that people were just letting him get away with it because he was trying to portray himself to be someone in the community, but then behind closed doors, he wasn't. And I love the fact that every time I heard like the cases when they would bring up, what about these bodies? Like, I don't know how those bodies got there. I'll probably tell you about one body that got there, but how about all those other bodies? Like,
oh, nonchalant, like nothing. Like, you know, I know about that one. I don't know how the other two got there. They were in the same bag. I don't know how they got in the same bag. No.
Another documentary to go along with that one to like really make you think about it is The Clown and the Candyman.
Oh, on Amazon, right?
On Amazon.
Amazon Prime has The Clown and the Candyman.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I also watched Roommate. Did you guys watch Roommate on Netflix?
What is that one about? What is that one about?
So the first episode is like mind blowing. It's about this like old lady, and she's extremely old, and she's like going around like, you know, acting old and stuff, but she was actually killing people.
Yes.
Yeah, Michelle put me onto that. She told me about it. I'm like, what? This old lady really? Like, she was like, yeah, like, and it's like a little grandma. Like, you would never think that.
And the cops let her go across the street to go get coffee, and then they're like digging up all these bodies. They were like, "Where is she? Where'd she go?" She dipped.
See, like, we watch so many crime documentaries. When people tell us about one, we're like, "You're gonna have to go in a little more depth with like outside of the name."
Yeah, I was mind blown. I was like, "What? This little old lady?" They kept on posting her. I'm like, but she's so cute and no, she was killing people for the SSI checks.
You gotta watch out for.
Yup. The vicious old ones. There's some vicious old ones out there. Well, let's say what's up. What's up, Ashley? What's up, Jacob? Angela, what's up? How you doing? John said Oh, what's up, John? How you doing? John said it's always the guy who uses his middle name that is a psycho.
Or it's the people with multiple first names. If they have multiple first names, like if it's like John Matthew Smith, 100% he's a serial killer.
Oh damn! All Spanish people are crazy. We all crazy out there.
I was gonna say my full name is Michelle Urbias Torres.
Psycho times 2.
Girl, you got something to tell everybody?
Times
Like,
2.
you got body signs?
No.
She says no, all
No.
innocent. Like, maybe.
She's gonna be like, well, I can tell you about one, but I don't know how the other ones got here. But you know,
Like,
No.
we're live right
Hold
now.
on. Hold on. Let me tell the person I have locked up back there. Be quiet.
I'm responsible for one of them, but that's it. So another thing. So you guys mentioned a lot about the Andrei Chikatilo from Russia.
Yeah.
That was your latest episode, aside from the recap episode that you guys have. I was watching. But yeah, you guys want to tell us a little bit about him, like a little bit about his story, before we move on?
Not really.
No.
I hate his story.
You hate his story?
No, a good recap is Russian serial killer. He kidnapped and attempted to rape this 9-year-old girl. Eventually murders her. There's blood in front of this house that matches there's witnesses that last seen a person that was described as Chikatilo with her. Her backpack was found near the river, near the house where she was killed at. And the police had all this evidence. So it's like, hey, clearly it's him.
Yeah.
Well, they decided they hated this other guy so much, who was previously charged for a rape and murder, that they wanted to pin it on him. And even though he had an airtight alibi, the police made his alibi change their stories to make him look guilty.
Wow.
And then that other dude ends up going to jail and gets executed for this crime. And then this allows Chikatilo to go on and kill 53, 52 more people. Had they just took all the evidence, gift wrapped it, and given to them and used it against him, those lives would still potentially be here.
True.
That's crazy.
All dependent on somebody, and then leaving the actual killer out there to continue doing what he's doing, and
Right.
giving them the idea that, oh, I got away with it, I can keep getting away with it. You know,
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
no.
That is crazy. We're currently in Providence, right now. Recently, there is a guy that's been going around campus on one of the colleges and breaking in and raping women and stealing, like hitting them and stealing. And I live close by, so I'm like, scared as hell. The first thing I started thinking about is, have you guys seen that show on Netflix, Unbelievable?
Yep.
You know how the guy was going into the homes, breaking in, raping the ladies and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking about, I'm like, oh my God, like this is something that I like heard on Netflix, and they have a guy in custody that it was his fourth attack, and they got him into custody right now, but they don't believe that the other 3 incidents were him. But all of a sudden, there's no more attacks after he's right now in jail.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
I guess with that, I can talk about this. My grandmother went to Michigan during the time that the Michigan killer was around, and where her like building was that she had, that her like dorm that she stayed in there on campus, he dropped one of the bodies off behind her building.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. My grandma was in such fear of it that she was like, I can't keep doing this anymore. And so she left because she was so scared from them.
Wow. It's
I would
crazy.
binge.
What's up?
It's scary.
What's up, Edson? Jacob says Providence is such a beautiful culture and nice city. That's too bad you guys have such crap roaming around. True.
Did you guys also have somebody that thought he was a vampire and went around and attacked people then too?
Honestly, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Honestly,
Providence is
probably.
crazy.
Yeah. You know what?
Providence is crazy.
Sounds like my neighborhood. Probably.
Yeah, Providence is crazy as hell. I
Like,
have
I want
a
to say he wore like a vial of blood around his neck. It was like attacking people in the neighborhood.
that is crazy.
Maybe. Yeah. I believe it.
One of my friends, her grandmother went missing. This was a while ago. Her grandmother went missing. And they kept on, like, neighbors kept on knocking on the door to see where she was at, and her son would be opening the door and say, "Hey, she's not home." Comes to find out, he had killed her and stuffed her in the closet, and he was just living his best life in her home.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
Crazy people. I don't have. Oh, I don't even want to think. Sometimes I'd be thinking like, what goes to the mentality of these people? Like they just do it and they just go on like nothing ever happened. And some of them even have the body like still laying around. It's just like John Wayne Gacy, like right in their basement, and it's just like
Oh yeah.
living on top of them like nothing. Like there's no bodies under me. You know, like I don't know.
Right.
But we're gonna switch the things around a little bit. We're gonna go and play a little bit of a game we play with all of our guests, just to get our viewers to get to know you guys a little bit.
I don't understand what chaos is happening in our feet right now.
And we're back. So we are playing Two Truths and a Lie, where we are gonna say three statements. Two of them are gonna be true, one of them is gonna be a lie, and we have to figure out which one is the lie. Michelle, you want to go first? You want me to go first? Or you guys feel brave enough to go first?
I'll go first.
Oh
I
my!
guess.
My boy came ready. He's like, you know what? I've been ready for a couple days. I'm ready
Right,
now. Go ahead.
Okay, so number one, I was I was in Quiz Bowl. Number two, I worked for an amusement park. And number three, I graduated with a 4.0.
What was the first one?
That I was in Quiz Bowl.
A quiz bowl. What's a quiz bowl?
It's where you like answer, like they ask you a bunch of questions. There's teams from different schools.
What did they ask you?
Answer them. So it's almost like trivia, but high school edition.
Oh, what did they ask you though? What was some of the questions they asked you?
Random things. So like you would get like, what year did Columbus sail? Or where is this at? What happened on this date? Things like that.
What was your major? You got a 4.0 in?
Yeah, it was high school.
Oh, high school.
Yeah.
Okay. Michelle, do you think you know what to? Do you have any questions? You think which you know is the lie?
What was the second one?
I worked for an amusement park.
This is difficult.
John said the 4.0 is the lie.
I'm gonna say that you worked in an amusement park.
I'm gonna say that. Do they get 4.0s in high school? I thought they just did letter grades in high school.
Yeah, they do get 4.0s in high school. My mom graduated with a 4.0 in high school.
Huh. I'm torn. I think the first one or the last one is a lie. I think I can see him working in an amusement park. I would love to work in an amusement park. I'd be going on those rides every day. I realized like a dream job. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to work. Why you so happy to go to work? I'm like, I'm going sliding in a little bit. I'm gonna go with the viewer. Jacob is also saying 4.0 is a lie. I'm gonna go 4.0 is a lie.
Okay, yeah, so the 4.0 is the lie. I graduated with a 3.75. I was so pissed.
Oh, close.
Close enough.
Oh,
Yeah.
close. See, I was like, wait, do they do 4.0s in high school? I'm like, maybe that's why I was asking you questions, because I was like trying to catch you to see if you like stutter a little bit. And that's why when you said and then you said high school, and I'm like, okay.
Because I was like, what would they call it?
How about you, Keith? Keith, right?
No, Ryan.
Ryan Keith. Sorry.
All right, so I'm stepping up to the plate for Two truths and a lie.
All right.
All right. Number one, I graduated with a 4.0. Number two, I have a tattoo of Kermit the Frog. Number three, I'm left-handed.
You love what?
I'm left-handed.
Oh, you're left-handed. Okay. Hi, Savannah. Savannah says hi, everyone.
Oh,
Let's see. Wave. Ryan, wave. Oh, he is left-handed. So, the 4.0 I think is a lie too.
this is
He
difficult.
said 4.0 in high school as well.
Nope,
No.
college.
Oh, college. I don't know. What do you guys think? John thinks 4.0 is also a lie.
I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know. I want to see the tattoo, but then again, it's like that's a really dope tattoo. So I would get the.
Show me your chest. I want to see your shit right now. Pull on your shirt.
Oh,
Oh, so we're torn. Some people are saying 4.0 is a lie, and some people are saying Kermit the Frog is a lie.
I'm gonna say that you're left-handed, and I'm gonna hope that you have that tattoo.
I'm gonna stick with 4.0 is a lie.
I am not left-handed. I'm right-handed.
Oh, look at that! Wow, I thought I had him. Oh wow, you got me, man.
Dumped you.
I did. Cause wait, when you waved, did you wave with your left or your right?
Left.
That's where you got me. I was like, wait, he automatically picked up his left right away. I feel like
I knew you were gonna ask. All right. I knew what you were asking and what you're looking for.
you came too prepared, man. Too prepared. I was not ready for you. All right, let's go. Mine. So once I went skydiving, and I'm afraid of heights. So I forced myself to go, but right before I went, you know, like when you're nervous and your stomach starts feeling tight. So I accidentally peed right before jumping off the plane. So when I jumped off the plane, I felt the pee. Sorry, my lights are falling. I felt the pee going up, and yeah, I was pretty cold because that cold air from coming down, it was freezing. So yeah, so I peed myself one time right before I jumped out of the plane. I once appeared on a television commercial, and what was the other one? I did a Spartan race. One of those Spartan races.
I'm gonna have to call bullshit on his last one.
Yep.
You got to think about it too much.
Michelle, what do you think?
What was the first one again?
What's up, Eli? What's up? As you guys don't know or know, whoever was watching, Eli was on with us last week. Definitely check out that episode. So my first one was so one time when I went skydiving, I was scared. You know, I'm afraid of heights, and I just couldn't hold it. It just came out. Jumped out of a plane, and I peed myself right before I jumped out of a plane. Jacob, which one is the lie? Which one is the lie?
I'm gonna say that you peed yourself jumping off the plane.
That's the lie. What about you
Yeah.
guys?
Can I change mine to the first one? You're giving too much detail.
What about you, Ryan?
I'm still gonna stick with that third one.
The Spartan race?
Yeah.
Oh, Jacob said the plane. Let's see. So yes, the plane.
I swear I heard. Like, I was listening to some of your other episodes, and I swear you talked about pissing yourself before. I'm assuming that was it.
Only in the shower. Only in the shower. I have not jumped out of a plane. I did not pee myself. I am afraid of heights, so I have not jumped out of a plane. And will I do it one day? Maybe. But as of yet, nah, I can't. But yes, I was in a Spartan race. It's actually really fun. I love doing that. I'm definitely looking to do it again. Um, yeah.
Oh, see, when you're extra size like this, you don't run.
Oh, yeah. It's
You
more.
get to the end of the block, and then you need a cigarette and some oxygen. Like if somebody broke into our house, you might as well kill me. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I can't.
You're like, I'll meet you at the finish line. Go from the start all the way to the end. Be like, I'll meet you there. But no, I did. Honestly, I did it because I always wanted to try it. I was like, I really want to try it, but it's definitely like a full body. Like my whole body just felt like numb. Like I was so tired. Man. So yeah, Michelle.
All right. So I went cliff jumping when I was pregnant. At the age of 18, I crashed my dad's car completely and left the scene and came back. And I went hiking one day and I saw bear prints on the floor, and it was snowing, so you was able to see it, and they were fresh, and you can tell that it was chasing something. And when I kept on walking, I saw a black bear and I started running for my life.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was the first one again?
The first one was that I went cliff jumping when I was pregnant.
Oh, see, because you could do that and not know you're pregnant.
How far along were you?
Right.
I was about 2 months.
Oh, see, I'm calling number 2 because I really would just feel like you wouldn't do that, but maybe I'm just way off.
So number 2.
Ivan,
Yes.
how many kids does Michelle have?
She has one. One smart young man.
Yeah, I'm gonna call BS on number 2.
Number 2.
What was number 2 again?
That I crashed my dad's car and I left the scene and came back.
I think the third one. I think you did not see a bear and you did not go running.
All right, the third one is a lie.
Let's go.
I
Let's go. I was like, you know what? Go ahead.
I did go cliff jumping when I was pregnant. I knew I was pregnant. And I also went to Six Flags when I was 6 months pregnant and got on all the rides because I was not visible at all. So they couldn't really know that I was pregnant. I did crash my dad's car and left the scene and came back. And then for the bear tracks, I actually went hiking one day and I did see those bear prints, but I never saw a bear at all, like the actual bear.
You're supposed to play dead. I watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of this Animal Planet.
No, it depends on what type of bear.
Oh yeah. Oh, good thing you
black
said
bear,
that.
you run.
Good thing you say that. I'll be sitting there. I'm like, why is he still nibbling on me?
Wilderness man.
Oh man. So let's see. Eli said number 3. He said cliff jumping pregnant. Oh yeah. The car is the truth. I can believe that. Don't fall for number 2. A lot of people thought number 2 was a lie. Let's see. Yeah. So a lot of people thought number 2 was a lie.
It's because you said it was like your dad's vehicle. I feel like if that was a lie, you wouldn't be here alive because I'd imagine parents whoop kids' ass.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised my dad did not whoop my ass because I kid you not, the whole side of the car was like dented inside. Like the whole front windshield, like everything was just dented inside. And this was like broad daylight in front of a liquor store. And it was so much traffic. Everybody saw me. I just hit the car and I'm just looking around at everybody like, and then I left. And I came back.
I only did that one time, but it was while I was in high school. I was a junior, I believe, and it was my ex-girlfriend's car, like my girlfriend from high school, and I was using it, and it was raining, and I couldn't see. I was backing up. I backed up into somebody. I was like, holy shit! I was so scared. I was high school, so I like drove off. The next day, she said, my bumper's falling out. You know what happened? I'm like, no, why? What happened?
Oh no!
It's falling? What do you mean? How? How did that happen? But yeah, that's the
No,
only
but
that's the only time I
dri-
felt bad.
driving in Providence, if you're not really paying attention to the road, you'll feel a bump and then you'll think that you ran over somebody. So you're looking through the rear mirror like, that's somebody.
Yeah, it is so bad. It's like driving through like a safari or something. You're like, the car dips on one
Yes.
side and it dips on the other side, and you're like going side to side. It's crazy.
We just have potholes in Michigan that charge you rent to drive next to them.
Mm. They said, let's see. Jacob said, "I don't wish it on anyone, not even in cold ass and snowy Rhode Island." Okay. All right. So yeah, so that was Two Truths and a Lie. Thank you guys for playing. I feel like we got definitely to know you guys, and I'm glad everybody thinks I peed myself on a plane. Yeah, that would be an experience. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Watch me actually do it and actually
Yeah,
happen.
yourself.
Yeah. So Eli say Puerto Rico roads are worse. Oh, for anybody who doesn't know, Eli's joining us from Puerto Rico. My boy.
Nice.
So, Michelle, do you want to talk about the what you found?
I do know that
wait.
there was
Go ahead. Sorry. Oh, go ahead.
another case with what was his name? Casey White and was it Casey? I don't know. So I guess it was someone that was working in the jail, and they have the same last name, both of them, but they're not related at all. And she told higher up that she was taking Casey, I believe that's his name, Casey, to get evaluated. And they ended up ditching the car and they ended up like running away. And prior to that, she sold her house. She already gave her 2-week notice in. And they actually just found them recently, probably like a couple of days ago, and she actually shot herself.
Yeah,
and she
recently passed away. She later on that day passed away from that, that was crazy.
Wow.
It was. And at first they were thinking like, oh, maybe, he threatened her life. But I feel like for you to, like, how much power does he have inside of a jail that, like makes you quit your job, sell your home, and also run away with him?
That must have been some good dick.
She's like,
about the power of the pussy and the power of the dick. He had to have been taking her down real good.
She's like, I don't care. You can punch me in the back of the head. Just keep that dick coming. Keep that dick coming. Don't stop that dick coming.
Wow,
I can deal with one more concussion. I'm good.
Talking about concussion.
Not as hard as you did last time.
That's hilarious. I was thinking that, maybe someone being in that field as a correctional officer and you being, you have to act a certain way and have a certain attitude. And sometimes you bring that home. So you don't really attract people because you just have like this mean attitude.
Yeah.
And maybe, since she wasn't attracting guys outside, and here's this inmate that's like giving her attention that she's never received in the past. And I don't know. Yeah. She sold her house. She gave her 2 weeks notice and she said, I'm running away.
And you would be surprised, like, the power of persuasion that people can have over other people, where, like, they can especially with just people. I don't want to call her weak-minded because I don't know who her.
Vulnerable. Let's say vulnerable. I feel like there's
vulnerable.
There's people in vulnerable moments.
Vulnerable situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was able to convince her that, like, oh, I love you. I'll take care of you. I'll do things like that. Like, and showed her that attention that she may not have been getting. I don't know. What is your opinion on it? Like,
pretty much same aspect. That she was more vulnerable and wasn't getting any swipes on Tinder on the outside. So
got swipes on
jailed her. Right? Yeah, jailed her.
She's like, my lips are attached, and I gotta do something. So one of you guys gotta come over here. But it's true. And actually, there was an audio, or actually, they interviewed his ex-girlfriend, and she was talking about how like dangerous this guy was, and how like for the police officer he's with to be careful because he is a sociopath. So it's crazy how like these people, they might seem like they know what they're doing. They're playing the game and they know exactly who they play it with. Like. For that reason and for other reasons like that, like I feel like maybe females shouldn't work in male correction officer places and females shouldn't work in male ones. You know, it should be like.
Yeah, and I was honestly surprised that they had a female
Yeah,
working in a male one. And it's not to say that a female can't do that job, but if there's one female and there's now a bunch of grown ass men that are known to be violent, that puts you into a situation that you may not be able to escape ever, you know, and then it ends up real bad.
For any Freddy Krueger fans out there, we already know how he came around. You know, his mom got by 50, 50 sociopaths or something like that. His mom, I don't know. I'm a huge Freddy Krueger fan, so let me on Elm Street. That's his backstory. Sorry. Go ahead, go ahead, Michelle.
I was gonna say that I actually met a correctional officer, and she was a correctional officer for many, many years. And I kid you not, when she used to walk into the door, everybody used to be afraid of her because just the face and everything, like she was just mean. But I was the one that got to her, and she was able to like talk to me. She was telling me stories, and she worked at the women's facility, and she would tell me stories how all the correctional officers, like there's a high rate of suicidal because of the way they get treated inside there. She told me that one day she brought up one of the inmates to get checked in the nurse's station. The nurse ran out to go get something, and it was all the plot to actually like attack her, and she attacked the crap out of her. She was out of work for 6 months because she got attacked, and it's just crazy. So imagine a female being in an all males facility. Like they have way more power than a female.
Yeah, and it's just not like it's a lot of different aspects to it too. It's like those men probably will not see a female for a long time. It just puts, you know, like I don't know, people get aggressive, you know, hormones and everything, and it's just not a safe place for a woman at all. Like even being like sexually assaulted, like verbally, like, you know, or like, you know, like they be saying stuff to her. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But
craziness.
Yeah.
This world's crazy.
So talking about going crazy, me and Michelle were actually looking at a book, a children's book. Not to get like political or anything like that, but yeah, we saw this children's book about from 4 to 8-year-olds, talking about like private parts. I know it's kind of like very like off and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. Like,
is this the one that talks about like everybody has private parts?
It's called My Body Growing.
Yeah.
My Body Growing, and it basically gets very explicit, and it says basically saying like what are the words, Michelle?
It was talking about how the girlfriend sleeps over, and he's kissing, or she's kissing all over his body, and his part is going inside of her, in and out, and it like things like that in a book. For 4 to 8 years old. It says in the book, exactly on the cover, it says 4 to 8 years old.
So, and the reason why we just, I don't know, we were talking about it today, and we were like, we definitely got to mention this. It was, I don't know, like, how do you guys feel? Do you guys feel like that's an appropriate age for somebody to be learning about?
So, oh God, I see it.
You see it?
Sorry, I had to look it up because I have not heard about this yet.
So yeah, so I'm posting it on the screen right now, so everybody can see the book. I don't want to read the passage because I actually started reading the passage and I kind of got a little bit thing, but it basically says, something about when his penis gets stiff, he puts it inside her moist and warm area.
So I feel like this book was supposed to be a satire book. So what was it? There was like a year ago, there was a bunch that came out that were supposed to be satire that were like, they say they're meant for like kids this age.
Yeah.
There was like My Beaver or something where it was literally all innuendos for
parts and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or her Pikachu.
Yeah.
If we were taking this literal,
yeah,
and this is supposed to be a real thing, this is way too early.
Yeah.
Like, this is not something, like, you can explain to your kids, like, boys have this and girls have this.
Yeah.
You don't touch each other. Like,
yeah. So I'm gonna read one of the passages a little bit. So it says this to remind you, this is for a 4-year-old to an 8-year-old. Not to read too much. So they snuggle together for a long time. They kiss each other all over their bodies, behind the ears, on the neck, on the chest, on the stomach, even on the bum, and between the legs. Sabrina's vagina becomes moist and warm, and Marco's penis gets very stiff. And it keeps going on from there. So I don't want to read any more from that.
they talk about ATM style.
Yes. So that's why it became so like alarming, like for us when we mentioned it. Obviously, Michelle being a mom and you know, and just being in the community and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of that conversation should happen within the parents. I feel like we need to teach our parents how to educate, like in an educational way. You know, I feel
Yeah.
like maybe some parents are like nervous because they don't know how to have conversations with their kid. That's why I feel like we need to invest into our parents to help us co-teach our community
Yeah.
kids, because education is not only 8 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon and then
Right.
they go home and nothing. No, education is all around. Education starts at home. At home is where you teach them about respect. You teach them about how to talk to one another, how to respect other people, how to, you know, hold your ground, you know, like, you know, don't. But I don't know. How do you guys feel? You guys feel like it goes too far, or do you feel like it's this appropriate time or appropriate age for that later on?
I feel like it's way too early on for that. But
Yeah.
as far as like what the age should be, like I don't know about you all, but I never had the birds and the bees talk or that kind of a talk with my parents. It was a taboo subject. Never talked about it, and there was maybe like 2 days worth of sex ed in middle school.
Yeah.
I was in 7th grade maybe, but other than that, all the sex learning and knowing I got about was from internet and experience.
Yeah. I feel like we
So in my household, it was the complete opposite. We, like, sex was not taboo in my house. So, like, it was talked about openly. And, like, my sister turned, like, 14. My mom was like, if you're going to have sex, let me know. I need to get you on the pill. For me, it was, if you're having sex with a girl, wear a condom. If you decide you're gay and you want to come out that way, wear a condom. Like, there was never like a taboo put on it, which is very weird because I grew up very strict Baptist. But like, my mom never did that to us where she was like, this is wrong. You know, and so for me personally, seeing this, like, this is not the age to introduce that. But I also don't believe that teachers should be told that they can't ever talk about sex with their student, especially if that student is like my husband and comes up to a teacher and says, what is a penis? What is a vagina? Because maybe something's happening at home that they're nervous to talk about, and they've trusted you enough that they want to talk about that. And so there might be sexual assault that's happening, and now they're trying to, you know, to go into a very dark route with that. There could be sexual assault. Or it could be just a kid that's really curious about bodily anatomy, but they have parents that are like, sex is a wrong thing. Don't ever talk about it.
I feel like I feel like teachers should definitely be able to talk about it, but I feel like if a child
There
goes,
has to be a line.
there has to be a line. If a student goes up to you with curiosity and questions, and obviously the student's coming up to you because maybe they don't have anybody at home to talk about it to, and they confide in you enough that they have questions to ask you. So I feel like that maybe you have a relationship with that student that nobody else has, and they felt comfortable with you. So in that case, I do feel like I do understand that. But I feel like to have
talk about it with them, don't demonstrate with them.
to have like a class, like, all right, today we're gonna talk about this is gonna go into here, and then when you play, and then you like, I don't want a stranger teaching my son or daughter how to please themselves, or like what do they do to please themselves or anything like that, because
sitting on the desk being like, all right, here we go.
Because they're and then And this is this. This goes in
Right.
here. This might look different. This might look like the front or the back.
Right.
depending
But I
on
really think,
depending on your preference.
personally, I think that's something that like maybe in like somebody's ninth grade year, typically
Yes.
that's when you're hitting that bit in your life where like you might start having sex. And I'm not here to shame anybody that has sex at a young age.
Yep.
I don't know your life, that's your life. Like you want to make those choices, make those choices.
Yep.
Everybody's different. But I feel like that's something that like we should teach at like a ninth grade level where there's better understanding of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
High school definitely, because high school they're doing it regardless. By that point, we already know they're doing it regardless. So yeah, we should too. In middle school, it should be maybe talking about like preventative things, like like. But I don't know. I just found it very disturbing, and the fact that in Rhode Island, actually, the person who sent me that is actually someone that's running for politics here in Rhode Island. Because there is
Lord, that doesn't surprise
because
me.
there is somebody in the current Senate in Rhode Island that's pushing for having sexual ed pleasure based education being taught at home. So John said, my ninth grade teacher was recently arrested as a sick pedo. That's another reason too. I don't know, but high school is when people
Well, see,
should.
there goes fucking ninth grade. Clearly, we just gotta get trusted adults.
So Jacob agrees. High school is when people should talk about sex. That is true. I agree. He also said children don't understand sex or when they want to be with. That's true. And at that age, they don't even know they like girls. They don't even know they like boys. You tell them, oh, you like
Right.
that girl. They're like, ew, they got cooties or whatever. Like, I don't want somebody else putting that stuff in their head.
Right.
We're in our 30s and we still say girls got cooties.
Right. Like,
She's
so
like,
go
ahead.
I came out when I was 16, but Ryan, he was 21
Okay.
when he came out. So everybody's different. It just all depends on what's going on in your life. I guess.
Yeah.
Michelle, how do you feel about this?
Me or Michelle? Michelle? Go ahead, Michelle.
To be honest with you, when I was reading the book, I felt like, I don't know, I just felt really disgusted and I felt some type of way because, like I see my 8-year-old and I don't feel like he's at a point where he knows anything at all in regards to that. So why are you going to expose and open up their minds to then be curious of something that is not a main focus right now? His main focus should be, understanding himself, learning, in school and stuff like that, and keeping away from that, because it's just like he's just going to become curious at that point.
Right.
Wanting to go do things that this book is telling him about. Oh, what if I kiss a girl and then he in between her legs, like what happens then type of deal? Is she gonna get moist? I want to see moist. Like,
What? That word.
I know. That's what the book says, though. That's what when I read it, I was like, I have to stop reading this.
Recess is gonna get very scary.
Yeah.
Nothing should ever be that word. I'm just letting America know now. If that word ever comes up, it should never be that word.
Yes. So
my son actually, he came up to me. He's like, "Mom, do girls poop?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "I've never seen you poop, but I know guys poop because I poop all the time." So it's like he knows what he knows, like him being a boy, but it's like a girl, he doesn't know what girls do, or he knows that we're different in whatever way, but I don't know. It's just like for him to have that mindset asking if girls poop, it's like, why would I even open up his other things?
He probably thinks girls are like so delicate and stuff. They're like, they probably don't poop because pooping is like gross.
Yeah.
What's up, Red 5 Golf? Watching on YouTube. What's up, guy? Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't like. Let's keep kids. Let them develop to their own like Keith was saying. Like one came out at one age, one came out at a different age because everybody matures differently. Everybody knows what they want at a different age. What I do agree on is having groups in high schools like LGBTQ groups, trans groups, and different groups that these students can relate to if they ever are curious or have somebody, so they have somebody that reflects them, that they feel like they can go up and talk to them, and open up if they have any questions, whether it be about sexual things or about themselves. A lot of these kids are trying to figure themselves out. But to have us embed that in their head, I think it's wrong. I think we should just let
Yeah.
them.
Right.
I feel like we should let them speak to us and let us know when they're ready.
Yeah.
All right. So, we're gonna end the night playing the game. We're gonna bring out the wheel of games. But if you guys want to, promote yourself, let everybody know how they can find you. When's your next episode? Go ahead.
You can find us on anywhere that you download podcasts, except for Pandora. We're not on Pandora.
We don't fit there either.
Otherwise, Facebook.com/callusdead. And right now, for the next 20 days or so, we got a promotion. It's at the top of our page. Like, go there, check it out. It's to win one of 3 limited T-shirts that myself and Keith both have for being the host. We're going to get copies of them and give them out to 3 lucky winners based on the rules of the show, the contest.
Yeah.
So check that out. Otherwise, we're on TikTok.
Yeah, call us when dead, or you can always email us at calluswhenyou'redead
@Yahoo.
There you go.
Next episode is going to be the season opener for season number 2 of the Survivor Stories, and that's coming out Tuesday or Monday at midnight.
Monday at midnight is when we always drop them. So technically Tuesday on the dot. We're not giving away details though on what we're doing first, because there might be more than 10 this season.
Okay. There you go. And at midnight too for your midnight scares. You know,
Yes.
you ain't getting spooky and stuff. I'm one person. I don't mind watching horror movies at night, like when I'm about to go to bed. Like I'll be laying down.
I love horror movies. So.
I'll be laying down trying to fall asleep watching Freddy Krueger or something. And wake myself up in the middle of the night when somebody's yelling. I'm like, oh shit, the TV's on. It's like,
No,
but
that's not me. I hate horror movies, but I love true crime. I wanted to go to school to become to get my bachelor's degree in criminal justice and stuff. Like I'm so intrigued by it, but horror movies, no.
I was going for criminal psychology, and we were always told, like, so my mom had us watch horror movies at a young age, and she would say, like, these are fake. And then we will watch things like the ID channel, and she'd go, these are real monsters. And so we learned to, like, differentiate the difference between the two of them and go, this is all on a movie, this is all fake. We don't need to be scared of this. But the weird dude that's trying to offer me candy and a puppy, he's a creep and I should run.
Yeah. Yep.
There you go. That.
Ooh,
Oh shoot.
I like that.
My sister actually drew that.
Look at that.
Yeah, I like it. That's a patch, right?
It's a sticker.
A sticker. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Look at that. Definitely tune in. Check them out. Call us when you're dead. Check them out. Mondays they drop out midnight. New episode. All right. Let's bring out the wheel of games. Now what's gonna happen here is we're gonna spin a wheel, and the wheel's gonna pick the closing game before we head out of here. Whatever it lands on, we play that game. And let the wheel go. Let's go.
I'm always so scared when the wheel is going.
Oh, first time guest choice. Guest choice. So, first time I ever had a guest choice. So, with guest choice is the guest gets to choose the game that we're going to play. I'm going to read off the names of the games, and you get to pick whichever one you want us to play.
Oh, God. Okay.
All right. Ready? Never Have I Ever. One Gotta Go. Spit or Swallow. 7-second Rule. Marry. Smash. Friend Zone. Agree or Disagree. Finish the Lyric. Dirty Minds. Would You Rather.
Oh, God.
So
Can
many
you Would You
choices.
That's the one I was going and doing.
We talk about the dicks on the back and the vagina on the forehead. Okay.
Wow.
Would you rather?
Well, want to do the would you rather.
Yeah.
Would you
We're
rather?
gonna do the would you rather.
Okay, would you rather? All right, everybody knows how to play. Would you rather? We're gonna say two things. Would you rather either or? Give me 1 second. So in the meantime, definitely check us out on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all platform, or
Underneath your mom's bed.
underneath your mom's bed. We there. I'm there. Trying to wait for you to go to the bathroom so I can run out the window. If not, I'm gonna call you when I'm dead. I'll call you. Be like, shit! I went to the wrong house. He caught me. Now I'm here. All right. Would you rather? You guys ready? Would you rather date a sex addict or a porn addict?
You shut up. Listen, I may have completed Pornhub at one point.
Yay.
COVID was a struggle. I'm just playing.
Do you see my biceps now? Do you see my
Save
biceps?
for the last one.
I'm strong. I'm lean. Thank you, COVID.
Oh God. I feel like I would have to do porn addict because then I know at least they're just watching it.
Right.
All right. What about you, Michelle? What about you? I'm sorry. What about you, Ryan?
I completely agree. I'd rather go with the porn addicts. The sex addict, if you're at work one day and they're needing their fixing, who knows where they're getting it.
Baby, I'm tired. I'll just lay on my stuff. I'll lay on my side. Okay.
I'm gonna agree
You're gonna
as
agree?
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. All right. Next one. These are like raunchy. God. I'm trying to find a cleaner one a little bit. All right. Would you rather help someone at work who might replace you or not help them because it's a competition?
Oh, I'm not helping them.
Keith, can you grab this box before I fall?
Nope, go to hell. Get your own damn box.
Bitch, I'm going on break. My food's getting cold.
No, I probably would help them just because that's who I am as a person. But in the back of my mind, no, I ain't helping you.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I would not help them because that's the type of person I am.
You said you would?
I would not.
Oh yeah.
Everything is a competition.
Everything's competition, but in the real world, when it comes down to it, it is every man for themselves.
Yeah.
It sucks and it's sometimes sad, but in the end, it's true. Someone will definitely pull the wool over your eyes to move themselves forward, so why not it be you?
Yep.
And like my mama used to say, second place is just the first loser.
Yep. Don't be asking me when the staff meeting is. I'll tell you it's 45 minutes after it started. What time they said the staff meeting was? Oh, 9:45. We sitting there, already going on our first 5-minute break. You walking in. Don't be asking me no damn questions. What about you, Michelle?
So what was the first one? I want to make sure.
Would you rather help someone at work who might replace you or not help them because it's competition? Let's be nice in the chats, guys. Let's be nice.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, Michelle.
I was going to answer that saying, I would help them if I'm moving up to a better position. But it seems to be that the question is really not saying that you're going to a better position.
True. If they're replacing you because you're moving up, then you better do the damn job right, because I'm not coming back to this position.
Facts.
I'm not getting demoted.
I don't know. It's so difficult because I am a person that likes to help, and I would go home feeling guilty and not being able to sleep at night. But I definitely do not want to help somebody that's gonna try to replace me.
Yeah, no. Fuck you, bitch. I hope you fall. All right. Would you rather? Michelle, do you have any? I can keep reading.
No, I don't have any.
All right.
Sorry.
Would you rather let your partner have your phone unlocked for a whole day, or the passwords to their emails?
Both.
Either.
Either. I would rather. To me, it doesn't really
It
matter
don't
either.
matter.
To me, it don't matter either. I would rather get my emails. I like having my phone on me.
I ain't got nothing to hide, so
Yeah.
if he wants to look, he can look.
Ivan replaced me. Oh, I'm reading the comments. Sorry, Michelle. Go ahead. What do you do? What would you do?
I don't think neither. I don't know. I've always been in a relationship with somebody where it's like we either have the same passwords and whatever, or we know each other's passwords, but there's no need to go through them. Like, I feel like, to be honest, I'm a person that's like, if someone's gonna go cheat, we're all grown enough. If someone's gonna go cheat and do stuff behind your back, then I'm not gonna kill myself trying to figure it out. If you're cheating, it's not meant to be. Goodbye. That's it. I'm not gonna work myself up. I seen girls go crazy, like trying to like figure out where their man's at. I had my sister's friend, she would put GPSs in her man's car, and to the point that he actually found out that there's GPSs in his car. She probably bought like more than 50 GPSs. He would call Uber and throw the GPS in the Uber, and she'll go chase the Uber.
What?
Yes.
Nah, that is too crazy. That is too crazy.
It is. I'm not working.
If you get to the point where you have to like track them down like that, then just
no.
You would not. That's not peace of mind. Like, how can you? I feel like in a relationship, you should have peace of mind. You should be able to be like, like they're cool and everything. But if you think about it, like you're at work 40 hours a week, I don't want to be thinking about like, damn, what are they doing? Where are they going? I gotta put a tag on them. I gotta do this. Nah.
Yeah. No. I would say neither. I don't care.
Yeah. All right. Would you rather walk on the moon or visit the bottom of the ocean?
Bottom of the ocean.
Bottom of the ocean?
There's a lot of like unknown and undiscovered species yet at the bottom of the ocean, depending on like at the Mariana Trench or not, or where it's like the deepest point. I think it'd be pretty interesting to go at the bottom of the ocean.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think anybody's at like to the very, very bottom of the ocean. I don't think anybody's been there. So it'd be cool to see like those like what's living down there. You know, life is everywhere. I have seen one of those creepy, ugly looking fish that are down there with the big eyes and the little thing that hangs over with the little light. Those things are ugly, so I can imagine what else is like down there. But what about you, Michelle?
I don't know. That ocean, no. I can't even swim far in the ocean. I'm scared. That's gonna come get me.
I think the scary part what it would be is that it would be so dark you would not be able to see anything.
Yeah.
I went scuba diving in Dominican Republic and I was so scared because when you look, like you can't really see anything unless it's close. So I'm like, imagine the shark comes and I won't see it until it's like really close. I feel like that's the scary part. Is like being down there and not being able to see what's around until it gets like really close.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, not for me either.
I'll walk on the moon. I'll jump and twirl and whatever it is that I'm gonna do on the moon.
Eli says, hey, they've been to the bottom a few times of the Mariana Trench. Nice.
Scary.
All right. Next one. Would you rather wear boxers or briefs? For me, briefs. Michelle, your man?
It doesn't matter to me. I'll wear anything.
She's like, my man. She's like, my man is sexy no matter what he wears. Come over here with that. Get over here, baby. Take them bad boys off.
I'm going boxers. They're just more comfortable.
So Eli,
I prefer briefs.
Briefs? Yeah, I feel briefs.
Well, I guess I would prefer more boxer briefs.
Yeah. So Eli says boxers. John says depends. Boxers,
Oh.
boxers. A lot of people wear boxers. I like everything to have its place. Everything be compacted. Everything to feel organized. I guess let's just say that. Amen to Michelle. Ashley says amen to that, Michelle. Eli says boxers to bed, boxer briefs to work out. All right.
Okay.
Okay. A food one. 3 more. Would you rather snack on Snicker bar or buttery popcorn?
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
Popcorn. I know what Michelle's gonna pick.
I don't even gotta say it.
You're gonna pick Snicker bar.
Yes.
Anyway, than Michelle. I do love Snicker bars, but I also do love some really good buttery popcorn, especially at the movies. I always tell them, put a little bit of popcorn, put some butter, put some more popcorn, put some butter, put some popcorn, and then put more butter on top. So, yes. Everybody says, let's see, Eli says popcorn as well. Jacob, popcorn. But I do love a good Snicker bar as well. All right. 2 more. Would you rather have loved and lost or never loved at all? That's deep. That's deep.
Never loved it all.
I would rather go with the love than loss. Because it builds you, makes you stronger.
I agree.
You learn, you develop.
And lost love could mean like person passed away, person left, that's a love lost. I feel like I definitely agree. Anything negative like that definitely impacts you, makes you a stronger person, and builds your character, whether it's romantic or not. But I would agree with that. I would say I would have rather have loved and lost than to never love at all. Eli said that's selfish, Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would pick. I feel like I was in too many scenarios because I loved too much. So it's like damn, like I'd rather not love at all because I'd rather not even know what love is and just go about my, life.
Mm.
I don't know. But then life is all about loving.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like there's good things to gain from like lost love and like in different relationships. But go ahead, Keith. Did you answer?
Oh, no, you're good. I was just agreeing with Michelle.
Okay. So Eli is responding to you, Michelle. He says, "So you've lived and lost and learned. You've loved and lost and learned." Yes.
Yes. I have.
All right, last one. Random. Let's see. Would you rather jump out of a plane with a parachute? That makes no sense. It just says that. That's seriously what it says. All right, let's begin this one. That's all it says. All right, let's see. Would you rather make 200 oh god, $250,000 a year at your job, or barely get by with a job you would do for nearly free? Oh.
I mean, we're podcasters and YouTube hosts, aren't we doing that?
True.
Yeah.
For the moment, we're gonna manifest some good money coming in. But
yep.
But
put it out there.
Working a job that's giving me $250,000 a year.
Mm.
Nah.
Can't argue that.
Yeah, I gotta go with the first.
Yeah, same. Because that can definitely buy happiness, even though if it's temporarily.
You can invest, and you would have more room to do so much more stuff, which is like investing and doubling your money. At the end of the day, you're gonna have something to move with.
Yeah.
I don't know. They say money buys happiness, but I'd sure the hell love to find out because that's a lot of money.
I do. So Eli said number 2, and I definitely agree with what he said. Is like when you love what you're doing, it doesn't matter. Like what you're receiving out of it because you're enjoying what you're doing. And I feel like you're happy at work when you love what you're doing. You come
But
to work.
at the same time, you gotta have your lights on. You gotta have a roof over your head.
That is
you gotta
true
have
too.
food in your belly.
That is
Yes.
true. That is true.
Someone once told me you got to be 100% yourself in order to give 100% to other people. So if you're gonna be living free, trying to do what makes you happy, and you're not even happy, you know, like living under a freaking in a car or something and freezing cold because it's cold outside, no, you're not gonna be able to contribute the same amount of care and love and percentage of, you know, wanting to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yes. What's up, Independent? Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, so I would definitely I definitely agree with the whole like you should love what you're doing. But $250,000 is $250,000. Oh yeah. I'm saying I can't even pretend I'm happy. Look at that motherfucker always smiling and shit. Like, you know, but you know, 250,000 is 250,000. You can't be mad at that. Can't let that go, you know. But,
you can use that money to do something that makes you happy.
I can go Fiji. I can go swim with dolphins. I can go, you know, artificial happiness, you know. But that's the end of our game. Thank you guys for coming in tonight. Ryan, Keith from the Call Us When You're Dead podcast. Definitely check them out. I definitely checked out their episodes. Is definitely interesting. Especially the guy from freaking Russia with what he was doing to them, stuff in their face with dirt and leaves or whatever he was doing.
Oh God.
Yeah, so definitely check them out if you are into true crimes and you're into mystery and stuff like that. Definitely check them out. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Twitter, Rumble, all those things. Michelle, you got anything to say?
No, I don't got anything to say, but definitely check them out because that headline, what you guys got right now, it's crazy. It's so intriguing. Call us when you're dead, like.
Yes.
Like, what are they talking about? It's like you could make up so many different stories out of just that headline. Like, it's just not one thing. It's just so many different ideas that you can actually think of. That's what I was thinking when I was like, call us when you're dead. Like, what? Like, it could be about anything.
I know.
Right.
That is definitely clever. Definitely good. Good job with that.
Yeah.
But as Michelle would say, if you're not in the circle, get in the circle. Tune in with us next week. We will see you there. Bye.
Bye.